My family is part of the indentured labour diaspora and in Fiji, and my community are often called Girmit or Girmitya, and we were sort of forcibly removed from India to Fiji to work on sugarcane plantations. It's an image and a place that I've always known, and it's changed contexts as well. Like when I was a child and when I was growing up, I didn't think of my grandmother's house as anything but a farm. And it hasn't been until I was an adult and going into this research that I realised, well, actually, it's a plantation. And so my relationship with this place has changed, and I've had to challenge it, but also remake it. And in some ways, creating these objects is like about trying to memorialise that the warmth that was my grandmother's house, but also to remember and remind myself that this was not always a safe place. I'm often thinking about place and relationships. When I was living in India, I had been wanting to plant a field of sugarcane as kind of like this way to return something that was living to a place that it had been removed from. Coming to casting felt like a natural way of doing it. My aunt and my sister both gave me pieces of sugarcane. Then James Newen, who's an artist that I love, gave me some sugarcane from Auntie's Hinu in Cabramatta. It's really incredible to me that these pieces of sugarcane came from a lot of women, but also Western Sydney, which is where I live and work. Community is in the DNA of the work, but also in the relationships that are coming out of the work. The turmeric in all of my work is sort of symbolic. We tried to create a gradient that's 5 colours to kind of speak to the generations of people that had been there. The gradient kind of reflects that. Our history is contemporary. It's not in the past. In sort of treating indentured labour as a historical, nostalgic thing in the past, I forget that there are people who are still living that experience. My uncle is a farmer. He works at Fiji Sugar Company. And I kept thinking about, what if my uncle passed away? Would our history also pass away? And then what would a memorial look like in that context? In sort of thinking about a monument, you're often looking up at things and not into them. And I really like the idea that the monument is all around you and you have to walk through it and with it. There's the potential to walk with other people, to experience it communally, to think about why things are happening as they are right now, but also to potentially think about future possibilities. I think it challenges the expectation that you can just wait for history to fix itself. I'm trying to figure out a way to open up these conversations here so that those who were also forced to leave because of coup violence can recognise the value of our history and our place in that. In many ways, this is an intention of how we would like to be remembered.